What's going on with y'all? 7 Soldiers 7, back at it with another video. It's been some months. I went through a little period of relapse, a period of binging, and during that time I can't show my face. I'm in a depleted state. My mentality is different. I'm not thinking right. The downloads aren't coming. I'm depleted. I learned a lot. I seen the specific habits, the specific impulses that bring me on to relapse, and I completely destroyed it, put it in the ground. I'm 31 days in, strong. This streak is much different from my last 7 month streak, because that was my first long streak. I never been that long on semen retention, and it was overwhelming. I went through a lot of information trying to make sense of it. I did a lot of things. I met a lot of people. People were attracted to me. I was leading other men into the practice in real life. Females was coming, and it was a lot to deal with. But on this streak now, it's much more stable. I understand the practice. I understand what to avoid. I understand that people will come to me, and I have to discern if they are worthy of this energetic exchange. So the energy is back, the consciousness is back, and I have this impulse, this rising into me to continue to make videos. And I'm not gonna say no to my dharma. This is what I'm meant to do. I'm meant to share this information with people, because this is what's going on in my head. You understand? So I'm back, and I'm happy to connect with you guys again. Today we're going to be talking about why celibacy is not about righteousness. Hold on, let me explain. When we hear the word celibacy, most of us were thinking about what we learned from religion. But we don't understand where the religions actually got this practice from. It's the mystical schools. This is where religion steals all of its information. It's from the mystics, right? And that information, that wisdom, that understanding that was given from the mystics, the understanding that was given to the mystics and shared to the people, when the mystics died, then these religions globalize it, kind of water it down and dilute the teachings in order to establish a sense of control over people, kind of monopolize divinity. This is what they're doing. But a practice that was sent, that still lived through the religions, is celibacy. But the way that these religions speak on celibacy is from a moral perspective. They're not teaching it from a standpoint of power, because this is what this practice gives you: power. Okay? The real reason for celibacy, the reason why it's practiced in all mystical traditions, is because it raises your consciousness. Okay? It's not because it's good for society. That might be a byproduct, but that's not the main focal point. The point is it raises your consciousness. How does it do this? You have to understand what's in your seed. This is literally the factor that brings a soul down to earth and enlivens it with life force. This is what's in your seed. This is what you are holding and retaining when you are celibate. Okay, this is consciousness. There's consciousness in your seed. So understand, when you are releasing, what are you doing to your consciousness? What are you doing to your level of consciousness? You're keeping your consciousness in the lower planes. If you're releasing continuously, your state of mind is in your gonads. Understand this. If you're releasing, constantly. You're keeping your consciousness on what? Sex, survival. The lower three chakras. This is where your consciousness is placed when you're releasing. Okay? You're not going to be interested in anything outside of survival and sex. And this is what we see today. This is what the main focus on is today, is survival. Get money, build your business, and sex. Get the girls, dating apps, build my body up. They're all doing it for these low animalistic reasons. That's because that's where their consciousness is at. But when you begin to retain and you truly begin to practice celibacy, which includes the mental component, you're not just thinking about women all day. That will drain your energy even more, and it's subtle too. But when you actually pick up your bag and begin this journey of celibacy, your consciousness begins to raise now. You've done closed the outlet from the lower realms, which is your releasing your consciousness through your testicles. Now you're bringing it up. Okay? And as your consciousness raised, as your seed begins to be reabsorbed by your body and start to strengthen your nervous system, in your brain, in your organs, in your glands, right, the chakras, as this energy, as all the nutrients and things in your seed begin to feed your body, in your brain, in your nervous system, your consciousness begins to rise too. 2-3 months in semen retention, you're a whole different person. Why do you think this is? Your consciousness has raised. Okay? Now you're thinking about things that you would never dream of. You're finding out your true interest because you're not burdened by addictions. Your addictions is what keep you from actually knowing who you are. If you're continuously wasting your seed, if you're continuously running away from yourself through drinking, smoking, okay, having meaningless conversations with people, if you're continuously hiding from the self by engaging in these behaviors, you will never know yourself. But on celibacy, on semen retention, you shut that off. So all you're left with is yourself. And you begin to know yourself. You begin to understand how powerful you truly are. This is what celibacy is about. It's not about righteousness. Understand this. If celibacy didn't give me the power that I feel now, you think I would be doing it? Are you kidding me? If meaningless sex and release through masturbation gave me the physical, mental, and spiritual transformation that retention does, I'll be loosely giving out my seed. Are you kidding me? Any girl that walked by, hello, giving away haphazardly. But it doesn't give me that power. You know what it does give me? Nothing. It gives me 3 seconds of pleasure. It gives me short-term pleasure. That's it. It takes away power from you. Now you are reliant on this habit in order to function. Without masturbation or porn or drugs or whatever, now you feel like you're not yourself now. You've allowed this to enslave you. That's what porn and meaningless sex will do to you. It will enslave you. Okay? This is why the religions speak about celibacy, but you have to read between the lines and see where they're getting this information from. It's from the mystical schools. And what is the essence of the mystics? What are their purpose? It's to realize God. This is what celibacy will do because you're raising your consciousness. Now you could begin to understand the world for what it truly is because you're not running from the world. Once you stop running, the world faces you. Now you could begin to understand truth. And it starts with closing your fucking legs. They say, oh, you can't just do semen retention. You have to do other things, right? Fallacy. If you begin to retain your seed, you're building up the energy. With the energy now, you're automatically going to be doing the things that you know you're supposed to be doing. The reason why you're addicted and you feel like you can't do anything is because you lack energy. Your body is depleted. Okay? You don't have resources freed up to actually begin to act on the things in your mind, right? With this energy now, when you stop giving away your energy and it begins to feed the body, the mind, the soul, now you could actually begin to do the things that you're meant to do, that you know you're supposed to be doing. We all have an image in our head of what we should be doing. The only reason why you can't do that is because you don't have the energy. With semen retention, with celibacy, you get the energy. So you're automatically going to be doing whatever you're supposed to be doing. It doesn't take conscious thought. You just need the resources, which you have now. So you're going to be working out. You're going to start eating right. You're going to start cutting off people that don't deserve your energy, that don't feed your spirit. This is going to happen automatically. It starts with your sexual energy. This is creative energy. Now you could begin to bring forth the images you have in your mind into reality, because this is creative energy. Like I said, when I was depleted, I didn't want to be on YouTube. First off, I didn't deserve to be speaking to nobody and teaching about semen retention when I'm depleted. Secondly, I didn't have the energy to do this. I didn't have the thoughts. My thoughts weren't here. I was focused on the physical. Understand, this is an energetic game. So if you're still in this religious mindset, thinking about celibacy is about righteousness, no, it's about power. It's about becoming who you're meant to be, a powerful, masculine human being. And for females, a powerful, feminine human being. Sex will affect everybody, male or female. It destroys your nervous system. When I was depleting myself a few months ago, it got to the point I couldn't even work out. That's when I was like, I'm done. I can't be doing this shit. And I had the information, but I was just so depleted, right? But it had to come to a point where I'm so fucking tired that it takes me 3-4 days to recover from one workout. This is fucking ridiculous. This is what happens when you're having sex. You don't have energy to do anything because you're depleting yourself and you're destroying your nervous system over time. As soon as you start to retain, motherfucker, you feel like you could work out every day. You feel like you could do this. You could study now. If you want, if it's in your dharma to build a business, you have the energy to do that. Or you could work your money, save. You begin to think differently. This is what celibacy gives you, not righteousness, not, oh, you're good for God. God is you. And until you realize that, you'll always be a slave to other people's thoughts and some imaginary figure. I'm glad to be back, y'all. I'm gonna continue dropping content, continue kicking game, and I'm gonna continue on this path. You understand? I hope y'all do the same. Peace.